Everyone has heard the same advice. Get 8 hours of sleep every night. It has become one of the most repeated health recommendations in the world. Doctors mention it, parents teach it, smart watches remind us of it. Millions of people worry every morning if they slept only 7 hours instead of 8. But what if the famous 8-hour rule is actually an oversimplification? A groundbreaking study published in Nature in 2026 suggests the answer is more complicated than most people realize. Instead of asking a simple question like, how long did people sleep? Researchers ask something much more interesting. How does sleep affect the biological age of different parts of the human body? The answer challenges one of the biggest myths about sleep. To understand why, we first need to understand the difference between chronological age and biological age. Chronological age is easy. It is simply the number of birthdays you have celebrated. Biological age is different. It reflects how old your body appears to be based on the condition of your organs, tissues, blood, brain, and metabolism. Two people may both be 50 years old. One may have the biological profile of someone 10 years younger. The other may have organs that resemble someone much older. Scientists believe biological age often predicts health better than chronological age. That is why researchers have become increasingly interested in biological aging clocks. These clocks are not watches. They are scientific models that estimate how quickly different parts of the body are aging. Some use blood proteins, others use brain scans, some rely on metabolism, others analyze DNA or immune cells. Together, they offer a much richer picture of aging than simply counting birthdays. In this study, researchers analyzed data from roughly 500,000 adults. Rather than treating the body as one single system, they examined multiple biological aging clocks representing different organs and physiological systems. The results revealed something surprising. There was no universal perfect amount of sleep. Instead, the healthiest biological aging profile appeared within a range that generally fell between about 6.5 hours and just under 8 hours of sleep. Even more interesting, the exact sweet spot varied depending on which biological system researchers examined. The brain did not necessarily share the same optimal duration as other organs, neither did the blood or metabolic systems. That means the idea that everyone should sleep exactly 8 hours every night may be too simplistic. Human biology is far more personalized. The researchers also found something expected but important. People who consistently slept too little tended to show signs of faster biological aging across several body systems. Sleep deprivation has long been associated with increased inflammation, impaired immune function, higher blood pressure, insulin resistance, reduced memory, and poorer emotional regulation. This study adds another layer. It suggests these problems may reflect accelerated biological aging rather than simply temporary fatigue. Perhaps the most surprising finding involved long sleep. Many people assume that more sleep is always healthier. The data did not support that idea. Individuals who consistently slept much longer also showed less favorable biological aging profiles. At first glance, this seems confusing. Does sleeping longer damage the body? Probably not. Scientists are very careful about making that distinction. Association is not causation. Long sleep may actually be a symptom rather than a cause. People who sleep unusually long may already have underlying medical conditions, chronic inflammation, depression, neurological disorders, or other health problems that increase their need for sleep. In other words, excessive sleep may act like a warning light on a car dashboard. The light is not causing the engine problem. It is signaling that something else deserves attention. This distinction is extremely important because headlines often oversimplify scientific findings. You may see articles claiming that sleeping more than 8 hours shortens your life. That is not what this study concluded. Instead, the researchers observed that unusually long sleep was associated with biological aging patterns that deserve further investigation. The study cannot prove that one directly causes the other. Another fascinating aspect of the research is that aging was not measured using a single biological marker. Instead, scientists combined multiple independent aging clocks. Imagine asking several medical specialists to evaluate the same patient. A cardiologist studies the heart, a neurologist examines the brain, an endocrinologist evaluates metabolism. Each specialist provides different information. Only by combining all of those perspectives do you gain a complete understanding of health. The biological aging clocks worked in a similar way. They captured different aspects of aging instead of relying on only one measurement. This approach provides much greater confidence that sleep is connected to overall biological health. Why would sleep influence aging in the first place? The answer lies in what happens while we are asleep. Although we appear inactive, the body becomes incredibly busy. The brain clears metabolic waste through the lymphatic system. Hormones regulating growth and tissue repair are released. Immune cells coordinate responses against infection. Muscle proteins are repaired, memories are reorganized, cells recover from damage accumulated during the day, blood pressure temporarily decreases. Inflammation is regulated, metabolic pathways reset. Missing this recovery period night after night places stress on nearly every organ. Over months and years, that stress may contribute to faster biological aging. Sleep also interacts with the circadian rhythm. Every cell in the body follows an internal 24-hour clock. These clocks regulate hormone production, body temperature, digestion, immune activity, and countless other biological processes. Irregular sleep schedules can disrupt these internal clocks even when total sleep duration appears adequate. That is one reason why sleep quality and consistency may be just as important as the total number of hours. The findings also raise an important question. Should everyone stop aiming for 8 hours? Not at all. The researchers are not saying 8 hours is unhealthy. Many people naturally feel their best with around 8 hours of sleep. Others function well with slightly less. The message is that healthy sleep probably exists within a range rather than at one magical number. Individual biology matters, age matters, lifestyle matters, genetics matter, medical conditions matter. One universal prescription cannot perfectly fit billions of people. This reflects a broader shift happening across modern medicine. For decades, healthcare relied on averages, average blood pressure, average cholesterol, average body weight, average sleep. Today, researchers increasingly recognize that personalized medicine often produces better answers. Sleep science is moving in the same direction. Future wearable devices may not simply tell you how many hours you slept. They may estimate whether your own body received enough recovery based on heart rate variability, body temperature, breathing patterns, movement, and biological signals unique to you. That future may be closer than many people realize. So what practical lessons can we take from this research today? First, stop obsessing over achieving exactly 8 hours every night. Second, pay attention to consistency rather than chasing one perfect night of sleep. Third, if you regularly sleep much less than 6 hours or much more than 9 hours without feeling refreshed, consider discussing it with a healthcare professional. Finally, remember that sleep is not an isolated habit. It interacts with nutrition, exercise, stress, light exposure, alcohol, caffeine, and overall health. Improving sleep often means improving your lifestyle as a whole. Most important takeaway from this landmark study is not that 8 hours is wrong. It is that healthy sleep is more personal than we once believed. Instead of asking whether you reached an arbitrary number, ask a better question. Did your body get the recovery it needed? Because every night while you are asleep, your brain, your immune system, your metabolism, and nearly every organ are working quietly behind the scenes. The quality of that work may shape how fast your body ages for years to come.